tune in to the Dad Couch,
where we're here to celebrate fathers and give them their flowers.
And we'll be giving you two different perspectives on the good, the bad, and the ugly of fatherhood,
while shining light on current events, personal experiences, and iconic moments in pop culture,
and how they apply to fathers and their relationship with their kids. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications.
And leave a comment to show your support. Huh? Let's get it. Yo, what's going on, guys?
Yo, what's good, my guy?
Back at it.
It's always.
That felt like forever, bro. Like, how many weeks we had? We took a little time off, right?
A couple.
Yeah. We was on vacation. We went to where you went? Where did you go, bro? Because you were always flying around. What's going on?
Nowhere, man.
You ain't go nowhere. You ain't just come to Vegas?
No.
I could have sworn I was in Vegas with you.
He was?
I was in Vegas. You was in Vegas. Flock was in Vegas. Ava was in Vegas. Let's spin the room, bro. What's going on? Get the claps, bro. What's going on, bro?
Get it on.
You haven't been here for a minute. You don't know what's going on, bro.
Get it on.
Flock, what's going on? How was your week, Flock? Flock in the building.
Yeah, man, the week's been great, man. Just working.
Okay.
Grinding, positive vibes.
Okay. You was traveling?
Always.
Oh, we was traveling.
Okay. You had a birthday, though, man. Shout out to myself for the birthday. You know what I'm saying? Niggas
Happy
acting
B-Day,
up.
Flock.
Happy B-Day,
All
Flock.
the brothers, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Okay. Who else? Who's that in the background? Who that singing in the background?
It sounds like somebody I know.
Connection in the building. What up, Connect?
Hey guys.
How was your vacation?
Yo, I let y'all. Yeah, I had to leave y'all where y'all was at. I came back a little early.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was a good time.
Yeah, I
it
like
was
that.
great.
All right, what we doing? We got a guest in the building, right?
Yeah, we got a
Clap it up
guest,
for the
man.
guest. Would you like to introduce yourself? What you want to do?
We're going to introduce Cosmic
What you want to do? You want to introduce yourself?
Joseph Jones.
Joe.
Okay.
Joe.
Come on, man.
Just honored to be here on the Dad Couch.
Man, that's what's up. Appreciate that, man.
We
you
got my
wanna do,
man
Speed?
Joe here, man. I knew Joe for a long time, man. That's my guy over there.
You knew Joe for a long time?
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. This is the first time meeting Joe, man. What's going on, Joe?
What's going on, man?
That's what's up, man. I think for the apparel.
Is that?
You know?
Tell him.
Look
Shout
dope on
out
y'all.
the apparel, Joe.
man.
Shout out the apparel,
We're
Joe.
getting sponsors out here.
Before we get into the apparel, how do you guys know each other?
Man, I know Joe for some time. I met Joe, I think I was like 17 years old.
17.
Yeah, man. And
Lincoln days, right?
Yeah, we just kick it. And the crazy part what got us to just link with each other was music.
Oh,
Like,
word.
music is what got us to connect. Like, he's supposed to be like, yo, the 80s. I'm like, yeah, I know the 80s too, though.
The 80s.
Yeah, hip hop.
What you know about the 80s?
Stop it, bro.
This nigga lying.
See what I'm saying? Stop it, bro.
Still know nothing about the 80s music.
Stop
hey, hold on. What's that? Let me see. I haven't been for a minute.
Stop
Let me tell
it.
you something. You're a liar.
Stop it.
Okay.
Stop
Who's your
it.
favorite 80s rapper?
Well, to me, it was Big Daddy Kane.
The rappers, I gotta talk about Darkman X.
R.I.P. to DMX.
Gotta talk
though.
about Dogman X.
Definitely R.I.P. to DMX.
I know if you want to do it on this show, because you know what I mean? But rest in peace to DMX, of course, you know?
For real. Like, X to me he was dope, man. His first
Come
two
on.
albums are classics, bro.
Look, come on.
But the third one is my shit too, though. I love it. Then there was X.
1 and 2 is just you can't.
One and
That's
two,
not even.
but
That's
three.
not even.
Same year drop.
Yeah, like you can't even.
298's drop.
Yeah, so
I cried about that one. My dad, when I was younger, my dad was a DJ
okay.
his whole young life, and DMX. My dad he DJs hip hop, but he don't really listen. He likes the beats, right? And now that I'm older, when I moved here, my dad will always play Slippin', and if he get in his feelings, we just be sitting there crying together, like listening.
Yeah, you got it. Slipping and
I'm
slipping.
falling. I can't get
caught
it. That joint
everybody.
hard.
Hell yeah.
That joint hard. And mind you, he had like 15 kids, man.
Yo, talking about that, did you guys read today? I read an article that said that Jay-Z and Beyonce bought his $10 million.
Yeah, and they're still gonna give it to these kids for free. I don't know how true that is, but that
That's
is something
fire.
that
If
they
they
say.
did that, shout out to the Carters. Shout out to the Carters doing their thing.
And you remember the episode we kind of talked about a little bit, early episodes about the DMX when he first got the intervention with his son.
Yeah.
That was crazy too, man. To
Oh
see
yeah,
that.
we could break that down in another episode. We could break that one episode down with DMX and his son. And see,
That was
like,
dope to see.
How would I would have handled that situation?
For real, how it affect,
You know what I'm saying?
how it
I
affect
wonder
this
how
kid.
his son feel right now, you know?
His son?
Yeah, because I don't think they patched up their relationship from that point on. But
Yeah, I don't know, man. But hopefully, I know he's going through a condolence to his family.
yeah.
That's
Definitely.
different.
Okay.
Yeah, X is next level, man. X is like, you got a lot of rappers that, and I think Pat Poose. No, was it Pat Poose? It was my son said this. Like when you meet your idol, sometimes you get disappointed.
Yeah.
Like you look up to somebody and you meet them. You're like, wow. I kind of wish I never met you. You know what I'm saying? Because now my level for you is down. He's like, when he met X was X. Like the same person you heard on that record was the same person you met. So I love X, man. X, that's like, X is a beast. And that's just the lyrical. That's not the spiritual, the prayer, the man of God. Like I always say with the dudes in the street, if you go to them and say, look, man, turn to God. Like if I went to them and say, look, God can save you, they gonna look at me like, yeah, okay, bro, from what? Like, oh, he can save you from hell. They're like, nigga, you from the projects where I'm from? I'd rather go to hell than go where I'm at, in the projects where I'm from. But X was smart.
They don't want to hear it.
Right. He put the medicine in the candy. So he would do all the rah-rah songs and, talk reckless. But in the show, he would pray, So like if you're leaving the show, whether you Blood, Crip, Latin King, you're still getting prayed for, And I think that's dope. And one of my favorite songs from X is Party Up?
Party Up.
Yeah, I love that song. I mean, just because that, to me, that embraces like how the 80s was. And because the 80s was wild, And at the end of the song, when he says, meet me outside, that, man, I was in so many parties when I heard dudes was like, and I know it's kind of crazy to like a song like that, but in his weird way, that's a message in that song. It's like, I don't want to hurt nobody in here. So if you're talking reckless, let's come outside. So if I got to deal with you, we can deal with it on the next level out here. So
What's your favorite DMX song?
I like Rough Rider Anthem. I like, there's a lot of songs I
Rough
like.
Rider Anthem, boy.
Rough Rider Anthem. Damien
Hands
is one
down.
of my favorites as well.
Damien was fire too.
The Anthem, boy, hands down.
Slipping to me was dope.
Slipping is second.
There's so many.
I can't.
Yeah, he has so many, man.
But I know for a fact.
I think niggas done started
Anthem,
something was much.
Slipping.
Niggas done started something was some
What I
crazy.
was going to say, though, to you was there was one artist that actually thought that DMX spit his whole style. And you're probably familiar with this artist. His name was K Solo. That's why when he came on, he said, "Yo,
I know
K
K
Solo suck my dick," and it's all these scary movie.
I know K Solo.
Get too close. He was dissing K Solo because K Solo had that aggressive, but I think DMX just changed it into something else, man.
yeah, you can see that similarities, but I think K Solo, like we won't really know because K Solo came out first, So K Solo could defend himself and say, "Well, I was out before." How you can prove I bet his style? But if he did, DMX was smart enough to say, "Okay, let me flip my whole style and go away from this." Because K Solo to me is known for spelling, which is kind of ill how he did it, spelling and rhyming at the same time. To me, no disrespect to K Solo, he's dope, but I don't. He doesn't compare to DMX. You know what I'm saying? Like
Man, K Solo, get the fuck out of here. DMX, nigga.
Like, I got DMX with like
fuck?
Biggie and Pac.
There's a lot of hip hop in your comics.
It's mixed in a little, but it's not like I wouldn't overdo it because I don't want to box myself in. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to to me, what's in you is gonna come out of you. So it's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to I won't go out of my way to put it in there. It'll just come out if you read it. I'm sure.
Do you have like your own type of music rappers in your comic book, or do you use industry rappers?
Nah.
Copyright infringements and all?
Nah. I don't have no music right now. Like if
I'm saying if you were to put,
if I were to put it
in there,
I wouldn't probably use no rappers.
I would make it up, right? Or,
I would use more classical, like more theatrical.
Like Beethoven,
which is black music anyway, because Beethoven is black anyway. If you know, he got it. So I would go that route because I think the hip hop thing is cool, but sometimes you could overdo it, and it goes from being like if you take a movie you like, even if it's New Jack City, I don't know if you like New Jack City, but if you take, let's say New Jack City, that's a hood movie, right?
Classic, yeah.
Classic. There's no rapping in New Jack City. When stuff is about to go down, it's intense, but it's intense on a theatrical level. Like you feel it, you know what I'm saying? Now you can put hip hop in it if it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But it gotta make sense. Like I just can't throw it in there like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna put even my favorite rappers, I'm not gonna put, it'd be a disrespect to me. Like I say I put DMX in a comic, right? But it don't go with the story. I'm disrespecting DMX because now dude's gonna remember like, okay, yeah, he threw him in there and it didn't even make sense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I would do it, but I would like to do it smart because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I see some shows that come on TV that are dope shows, but I think they overdo the hip hop in the shows and the music. Like it don't feel.
It's not necessary.
It's like it doesn't make sense to me. Like everything don't have to be a rap because then it leaves the realm of the stakes is high to now I'm watching the video, which like videos are dope. But if I want to watch a video, I'll watch a video. If I want to see like a dope story being told in a mini motion picture, like look at the Black Panther movie. It was dope, right? And they had Kendrick Lamar in there with the songs at certain times, but it was mixed in with theatrical.
They did the whole soundtrack
stuff.
specifically for that, though.
Right. So, like, can you imagine watching the whole Black Panther movie and everything is a rap?
Right.
You would come out like, oh, that was a dope rap. You know what I'm saying? It would take away from the movie. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I wouldn't put a whole bunch in there.
What got you started?
Sorry, I was going to say, so the way that it would, just to piggyback off your question, Bertie, the way that you would, you said what's in you comes out of you. So the way that would be reflected is probably just in the story, as far as like the culture coming out of you in different ways in the story, right?
Yep.
Okay.
What got you started, Joe, with your comics?
I was like, what, 6, 7 years old?
You even introduced the comics to keep it a
Oh,
thousand. Like, I don't know what it's about.
I'm going with y'all. Well,
Yeah,
it's called Counsel Comics, and it's like it takes place in the future.
Counsel
Counsel, COUNSELCOM
Counsel
Comics, and it takes place.
Is it independent?
It's independent. It's like it's not connected to Marvel or DC, and it takes place like about, I would say from now roughly like 30 years in the future, but it's all in Africa. And like Africa is like the capital of the world, so like things are kind of flipped upside down, and the city is like futuristic. It's like cars flying.
What's the name of the city?
And it's now this I took from hip hop. If you know the album from Shy the Prince, New Africa, so they call it New Africa.
I'm on Shy.
Right. So, and there's aliens, which I mean I believe there's aliens now, but they're just not going to tell you, because they. And I don't believe it's in Area 51 either. I think they just let you know about Area 51 because they want everybody to focus on that, but it's probably somewhere totally different. So, but it's like. Aliens are here. They're integrated, and from one specific alien, which on my comic I call Man Superior, they use his DNA to create like a
race,
so like a super soldier type serum type thing, but only select few that they chose to give it to in Africa because they don't want it to get out because they know from the future or from the past of how other races have done if they got their hold, on certain things, so they're keeping it in Africa, but parts of the aliens race don't trust Earth because of history that Earth has with power and how it corrupts. So they're like, you know what? It's only a matter of time you guys try to, go too far with this. So I would prefer just to take this and wipe y'all out and just rule the planet. I don't want to go too far in it, but it's really cool. It deals with more like it's still black and white, but there's some gray in there too. Gotcha. Because I want to make it seem like the villains, to me, the best villains are ones that believe they're the good guys. Like if the villain is just like, if we just talking about it, the villain is like, oh, I'm just coming to take over the world, then that's corny. But if the villain is like, look, I'm coming to help, but their methods are crazy, then that's dope.
Well, like Sandman.
Sandman?
Yeah, he's supposed to be, he robbing banks and stuff for his daughter or something like that.
Yeah, or his wife, right?
That's a good example.
Or Thanos.
Thanos was a great example because in his mind he's a good guy.
He's a good guy,
right? He's like,
but he is a good guy because he came to do good stuff. But people had to die. So
yeah, he's like, yo, I was here on my
what
planet.
What you mean? Civil War is good, but people gotta die, right? I don't know.
Quick question for you. You said that the villain, his name was Man Superior, right?
Nah, he's a good guy.
Nah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay. But so how do you go about the naming convention, like giving the characters the name?
Like my influences from like a Marvel, thinking about stuff, collaborate, like just going off in my head. And I'm like, you know, be a superior man would be someone that's not from this world. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if he's like from another world and he's like coming already superhuman strong and everything, then he's not like any other man here, you know? So, but at the same time, he's humbling himself to work with people, but they don't really trust him, but they're using him because of what he can give them. So his sister is like, who he's actually wearing the shirt of her name is Carrie, what's it called? She's like, you're trusting these dudes, but the minute they're done with you, just their history, and he's like, well, I'm in Africa, they're different, they're black, but he's like, they're in power now. You know what I'm saying? So
now.
Well, they're in power now, but
that's crazy.
That's crazy. So she just doesn't trust him. So it goes, it where it's gonna go is gonna be interesting because she's actually more. Even though he's man superior, she's actually stronger than him.
What's her name?
Carrie.
Yeah. So Joe,
hold on, you got Carrie. So who I got?
Carrie.
That's Agent Cartagena.
And I think mine is better than yours.
I don't think so, bro. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying?
She's coming at you full force.
I had a question. Since you say it's 30 years in the future, how did you do your research for like the 30 years and the concept? Do you go to YouTube and look up 30 years in the future, take those type of ideas and infuse them into your comics or like in your ideas or what? Like what? How did you even like 30 years from now? Like
I use kind of like what's going on now. Like when I was like say 30 years ago, right? When I was like what I guess
12, 10.
Well, thanks, I appreciate that. But when I was like 20, like I never thought I would have like a phone where I could have the world at my fingertips. Like the phones that we got now, we can see each other and do FaceTime.
Everything.
That's like Dick Tracy, James Bond type stuff. Like when I saw that in the movies of my pops.
But they've been said, since I was a little kid, they've been said this was coming, bro. Like I always seen this in every future shit. So so when it came now, it's not like a wow. Like, to me, it's like, if you see a flying car right now, it's like, nigga, they been prepping for that since I was a baby, bro.
The
like,
Jetsons.
Yeah, like, so I wouldn't be surprised to me, like.
And just recently, I wish I had the article, but so, matter of fact, my pastor was talking about this. You know, Star Trek, how they beam people up and everything. They're working with now, like with atoms.
Yeah, breaking molecules.
Yeah, breaking molecules up where they can literally teleport people from one place to the
another.
next. This is now. This is not like 10 years. So I'm using all that information with the fact that we know there's aliens of some sort.
Nanotechnology.
With the fact that technology is like already like, if we got phones like this where we can surf the world, I'm quite sure they got phones where you can like do way more. So I'm saying if I put like 30 years from now, there's gonna be flying cars. We're more than likely, I mean, it's fiction, but it's based on reality. So I don't know if aliens will be actually walking, but I know we will know of aliens. You know what I'm saying? We'll be at Mars.
Do you don't have robots in your stuff?
Yeah, but the
AIs is next. Before aliens become citizens, AIs is going to be way more popping.
Way more.
Self-driven cars.
Artificial intelligence.
That's right now.
Like I was telling Edwin and the young lady, I was like, I don't want to give too much here because I want people, like when I throw the comic out there, to want to buy it. You know what I'm saying?
They're going to want to buy it regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's good illustration. Good story. Like, you know what I mean?
Appreciate that. But you're definitely right, though. It's like, it's all of that combined in it. Like, and what's crazy is that, like what I'll do, like I use the closest things to me as my testing. I use my daughter. Like my youngest daughter, she's mad smart. So I'll like
shout out to her. Let's do that.
Shout out to Maddie.
I'll show.
We mess with the
shout out to Maddie.
I'll show like her a picture, and I say, I won't even let her like read the words on it. I'll say, what is that saying to you? And she'll go verbatim, her or to me, and my oldest. They'll be like, okay, this means that, this means this means that, this is going there. And I'm like, okay, now I got them. Because if they can get that from just a picture, and I haven't even put the words to guide them in the picture, then I'm good. That's what illustration is. Like illustration is, what makes it dope is that the words just makes the picture way more enhanced. Because if I didn't see the, words, I would know pretty much what's going on, So back to your point, yeah, it's robots, all that stuff in there, but it's really centered around aliens and the trust. Like the hell, that line from, I think, is Batman vs Superman, when he says, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So it's like, yeah, you guys have, Africa's the pinnacle of the world now. So
Keep saying now.
Well, it's
when was it never not the pinnacle of the world?
It's the pinnacle of the world, as we know. Because
I know it's
civilization
been
started in Africa. It's if you know anything, everybody comes from us.
Yep.
But now it's more accepted where they can't do nothing about it. And
they never could do anything.
Well,
when they didn't do nothing about it,
They just try. They be trying. They paint a different picture.
Right.
I seen Cleopatra white. I seen that. I seen Moses white. I seen what's going on.
In the U.S., they have majorities and minorities.
Right.
Yeah, you could go. Listen, man. But I just know the truth. That's all it is. As long as you know the truth, like I can't have you repeating stuff that I don't. Just rings wrong in my ears when you say it now. It's like, what you mean?
Well, Africa is
still
in the future the leader of the world. So, and the people from other planets are like, okay, cool, no problem, but we don't trust y'all. We're working with y'all, but we don't. How do we know that you're gonna turn against us? You know what I'm saying? So, where it will go will be really, really cool.
Sound like X-Men.
Really?
Sound like an X-Men world. You get what I'm saying? They didn't trust the mutants. Didn't trust the Sentinels and
No, that was different.
the humans didn't trust the mutants. The mutants didn't trust the Sentinels, and vice versa.
But how did you break down X-Men? What you liked about it?
Oh, and
It looked like you were influenced by X-Men a lot.
Yeah, like when you asked me, I had kind of I went from like when I was 6 or 7 years old, my I would go to this is a while ago. They actually had comic book stores.
Yeah.
So I would go buy like the X-Men, Spider-Man, and I could draw. Like my parents like, hey, you can draw, but I wasn't nearly this. But I would copy from I don't know if you know these guys' names. John Byrne, he was a big artist back in the 80s and 70s. I would copy his work.
Okay.
And of course, when I first started doing it, I was like horrible. Like I couldn't copy it to the T. Like I couldn't copy it to the point where it looked just like the picture. But as I kept doing it, as I got older, I started noticing, okay, you know what? My Wolverine looks just like his Wolverine. And once I got my Wolverine to look just like his Wolverine, now I can take that style and create my own. So then what I do is I say, okay, I like anime, because these kids think anime is new, like with the Japanese anime they're doing. But it's nothing new. It's been around since Robotech and all the other stuff. So I would take a little bit of that, a little bit of this, I would mix everything in, and I would even use some realistic stuff. Like if you look at some of the, we haven't seen all the comics, if you look at some of the faces, I'll use some realistic stuff to the faces, but then I'll put the comic-y stuff in there, a little bit of the animation eyes, like the anime eyes being real small sometimes, or sometimes big, I'll flip it up, but I'll create my own style. And what really blesses me is that when people see my work, they'll say, yo, Joe, you're getting even better now than you were a couple of years ago. But they say, yo, I can tell your style from other people. Like when I look at your art, I don't have to question if it's like your art. I know that when I see this particular character, Joe drew that particular character. And that, to me, that's like the highest compliment that an artist can say. And even when another guy, I don't know this. Thanks, man. It's, just blessings from God. When I went, other artists follow me on Instagram, and it's a guy that he draws in marble. And he'll say, yo, he'll comment on some of my work, like, yo, you're really good, man. And I'm humbled by that, because I remember when I first started really getting back, because I stopped doing this for a long time. And then I got back into it. And I went to the comic convention about maybe 10 to 15 years ago. And the dudes at the comic convention basically just disrespected me. Like how you guys like, yo, your art is dope, illustration. And they were like, yo, the colors are nice. I was like, whoa, that's like the most disrespectful. I mean, they didn't say the illustration was dope or it looked nice. They're like, the colors are nice. Basically, that's like a kid. Like when my daughter brings art to me, I like the colors. You know what I'm saying? So I went harder, got better. So now, fast forward, I went to the Javits Center about a year ago before they closed everything down. And the person that was drawing, they had the whole booth set up. They was like, bro, listen, you don't need to be here no more, coming to just hang out. You should be here selling your comics here. That's how good you are right now. So I was like, wow, that's like humbled me, because I went from, oh, the colors are nice, to like, now the artists are like, okay, you're nice. You know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't be here doing, collecting comics. You should be here selling yourself at a booth, So it kind of, it worked it worked out in my favor. And I tell like people, I'm like, yo, like I didn't go to school for this. I didn't go to no class, no nothing. This is all like God-given gift, and just constantly copying and, you know, practicing and drawing. And I tell, because I know some people that draw, like some younger, like people I know that ask me for advice. I say, listen, man, what's dope about art, like even because this is an art, is that art never depreciates. It always gets better with age. You know what I mean? Like even like you guys are doing your podcast, this is an art to this. So like about 2 or 3 years from down the line, you guys keep going. I guarantee you, as good as you guys are, which you guys are excellent, y'all gonna be way more gangster. It's gonna be like way the flow, how everything goes. It's gonna be like you guys are gonna look back at this and be like, wow, we were cool, but we're way iller now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's art, and you guys are gonna know when to come in, like when to hit the certain like jokes, when to hit, you know, when to be serious, because you guys have done it for 2 or 3 years. So just like the drawing, like dudes like me, like my friends like come to me like, yo, Joe, man, you're better from last year, not 10 years ago. I could see improvement from last year. The reason, like I was telling Edwin, I've been home for a year. You know what I'm saying? Like my job, I still have it, but I've been working like home. So now I got nothing but time. Yeah. So whereas now when I was drawing, rushing in between work and trying to get kids from school, I got my whole desk, like a shrine. I got like Bristol paper. I got the lamp. I get up in the morning like it's a job. 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm drawing till like 2 o'clock in the day. So now when I'm putting things on my feed, dude was like, yo, man, you're crazy. You're out of here. You're better. I'm like, nah, you say I'm better. I just got more time. You know what I'm saying? So when you got more time and you're at peace and you're able to relax, whatever art you're doing is going to come out better.
That's what's up.
I guarantee you.
What's up?
That's for sure.
You got any questions for him?
Yeah. So you spoke about your kids, your daughters, right? Are you trying to, this brand that you have, are you bringing it to their forefront? Like are they involved with you in terms of business wise?
Well, it's funny. What's it called? With my oldest daughter, 16. My youngest is, well, I keep saying 16 because she'll be 16 tomorrow, but my youngest is going to be 12.
Happy birthday to her.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, man. My youngest will be 12 on the 15th. They're like my indentured servants, basically. So they're like cheap labor, because since like, you know, people say my oldest look like a model anyway because she's like tall, and you know, and my youngest, she's tall. So I'm like, look, y'all wearing the apparel. Like, you know, when y'all take pictures, you know, I'm not asking y'all, like I'm asking y'all, but I'm asking y'all, like I'm telling y'all, like look, let's go to Mia. We need to take some pictures in the hoodie or the dress or what have you. Madison's a little easier because she's like always willing to do, you know, like I told her I was coming on your podcast, and she already, in her mind, she got y'all as out of here. Like, I don't know where you guys are at now. You guys are doing your thing, but Madison got y'all national. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Madison.
I told Madison, I said, yo, I'm going on the DadCouch podcast. She said, oh, Dad, you arrived. That's good. They're really big. I'm like, yeah, they are. You know, so she's excited. I'm like, you know, she's asking me, can she come? I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Nigga. I said, because you think I talk a lot. You guys would never be able to talk, you know. And she'd be over here asking all types of questions about what does this do, what does that do in the podcast now. So yeah,
next time.
I think
we get mad at here
more than to pick back what he's saying. I think it inspires them. Okay. Because like when your kids see you doing something that you love doing, like now Maddie, she's drawing, you know, she's into stuff like, you know, and my oldest daughter, she's like, you know, she's into it, but she's more in the fashion model type thing. And she's like a hard critic, but she's cool. Like I have the embroidery logo now on my stuff. So she cares nothing about my feelings. So my daughter was like, oh, I like this logo way better than the one you had before, Dad. And I'm like, well, I thought it was kind of cool. And she was like, nah, it really wasn't. But it was, she was like, we were working with it because, you know, we like the pictures on it, but this is way more professional, way more. I said, all right, thank you, you know. So to what you're saying, yeah, they're definitely into it. And I wanted to, like, because Tamia sings and Madison, you know, she draws and she does other stuff. I want them to start their dreams way early. Like, I don't want them to wait as long as I waited. You know what I'm saying? The best time to do it is now, you know. So, like, my time could be now and I could have success, but why wait till you're like gonna be 50 to do it when you could do it at 17? You know what I'm saying? And
I don't know.
enjoy it.
KFC started, not to cut you off, but
Colonel.
yeah, he started like at 90, boy. KFC
appreciate
started,
that, man.
yes, KFC started at 90 and he blew up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By the time he was like 40, 50, I think he was in jail or something. Yeah. He got kicked out of school. He got kicked out of the army. He got kicked. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know his story that much.
Bro, the KFC dude, bro.
The Colonel.
Yeah, the reason he got popping, he just knew he could sell chicken. And he used to go door to door to his friend's house and started selling them chicken, got the money, opened up establishment, and then, you know, the rest is history. So
That's dope, man.
and
I
he did
appreciate
that later on in his life, like damn near over.
He was like 70 when he got on.
Yeah,
You're
that's
right.
why the pictures is he's old.
Mad old.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know
Colonel.
what I'm saying?
What's crazy that you would say that is like because he sold daughter to his friends. Like most of my customers, like, you know, people get up and they always want to lie, paint this false picture, like, oh, I'm selling apparel like Polo. Like I'm doing cool. You know what I'm saying? God is good, but most of the people that have bought stuff have been people I know.
Yeah,
But
supportive.
somebody would look at that and be like, oh, that's not cool. You want, but nah, bro, that's a start. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
if you can't get people that you know
That's
To
where you
support
to
you.
buy into your stuff, you know what I'm saying? You definitely not gonna get nobody you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm quite sure when the guy from KFC was going to people's houses that he knew, when they was taking the chicken and like, yo, we love it, this is dope. He knew it's like, if I could get these people and they're just like everybody else,
It's lit.
now I can go to the
lit.
masses. You know what I'm saying?
For
So I mean that was pretty ill. And I think about Quincy Jones, no pun intended. Jones is both our name, but Quincy Jones didn't put out Thriller because he produced that album until he was 50. He was 50 when that album came out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was his greatest accomplishment to that. From that, that's when everything else came. You know, he was working before that.
Yeah.
But
With Motown, right?
but when he put out the Thriller album at 50 years old, he was out of here. And
Took him to a
I
whole
guarantee
different
you,
light.
when you're young, like I really want them to start at a young age because they can hone their skill. Like you guys are doing this now. I guarantee you guys had the gift of gab when y'all was in your teenage years. Like people will tell y'all, say, yo, man, y'all could talk and y'all could convince people, y'all could engage people. When y'all was at the lunch table chilling with your boys, people seem to gravitate to y'all. You know what I'm saying? When I was in high school, I was selling pictures to my friends. Like they would have dance crews. I was like draw their crew like in a cartoon type way, charging $3 for the picture, have lunch money. But you know, when you get older, like when I got like out of high school, I went away from that because, you know, my parents at that time didn't know, like, let's go put them in art school. Let's push them towards a gift. It was more so, let's, you know, no disrespect to them because they're great parents, but we weren't really taught like that as Black people. We're taught more on a survival mode than pursue your dream mode,
Correct.
you know? So for my daughters, I want to let, you know, because I think anything great, like my parents are great, but for me to honor that greatness would be to tell them, look, y'all could be great. I don't care what y'all do. If you want to sew, if you want to make clay, I don't care. As long as you're serious about it, you know what I mean? And you have another plan to, I won't say a backup plan, but a master plan to fall back on or do while your dream is coming to fruition. So, yeah, that was an ill analogy with the KFC dude because that's a late start. And Stan Lee, his first movie didn't come out. His first movie from his comics didn't come out until 70 years old.
See what I'm saying?
What was his first movie?
First hit for Marvel Universe. And the guy I mentioned, Kevin Feige, he was around at that time when it came out, was Blade with Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Marvel had sucked before Blade.
And you know when Blade first came out, I didn't even know that was a Marvel character.
No.
I think it was West, but then
I'm gonna tell you how much of
Facts.
a hit Blade was. Remember, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks in the '90s was like the
Yeah, he
hottest
was
actor in the world.
Forrest
If he
Gump.
was in if he was in a movie like we talk about walking your dog up the park, it was going number one.
Sorry, I seen Castaway. Fire.
Yeah, great. By himself, the whole movie.
By himself,
The
By
whole
himself, yeah.
Dolly.
That's the guy.
Fire.
Now, mind you, he comes out with Saving Private Ryan that same weekend.
Yeah.
Great movie, right? I love Saving Private Ryan. Blade beat it out. Blade not only beat it out being in less theaters than Saving Private Ryan.
Yep.
And it was number one 3 weeks in a row. So once Blade came out, Marvel was like, okay, we got something here. That's when you have the X-Men movies, which weren't all that great, but it was, you know, the X-Men, Spider-Man, all that stuff. So Blade was the first hit for Marvel.
That's what's up. Thank you for sharing that.
And it was black. So,
Yep,
Let me
black
ask you,
people.
this is why I noticed that you have female characters on your sweaters, right? I don't know if it's dominated by females. Do they have way more authority in your world, in your
comic book.
comic book world? Is it because you have two daughters, so you want to empower the women? Like, why is it females? That not saying I love it. You know me, Bird. I already got my own female queen of the thrones. You know, I fucks with y'all. So I like that. That's why, you know, shout out to Bina, you know. Empower girls. I like that. So
Yeah, empowerment.
So that's the first thing I really noticed. Like, oh, he got female. He already winning. So
you answered it. It's all of that, all of the above. It's like I got male characters, like the man superior character. He's like the most powerful like man on the earth.
Yeah.
But the characters, like the female characters, I could say dominate, but they're not just role characters. Like they're not just like in the background, like okay,
like Jubilee.
They're
I'm
forefront.
happy.
Why everybody trying to play Jubilee? Jubilee is fire.
Jubilee dirt.
She's not though.
Jubilee's dirt.
They're not like, you're just saving me and I need you to save me. No, they're like, we are no joke. You know what I'm saying? We're
Nothing
on,
to play
on
with.
11, we're on the 11 playing field. Like the character he got on, she's actually stronger than Man Superior.
I'm about to tell you that. They fucking
what I'm
around be
saying?
stronger.
Yeah.
I got Carrie here.
Yeah.
She the strongest?
Yeah, because on Mars,
Damn.
on my version of Mars, the women are stronger than the men. You know what I'm saying? And she's kind of like tolerating what he's doing on Earth. You know what I'm saying? But she told, like, I don't want to get too much, but she basically told him that if this thing goes wrong, I'm going to handle the situation the way I want to handle it. Because she's like more so like, I'm prefer to conquer and rule than to negotiate.
Okay, so that's like the Phoenix.
Yeah. She's sort of like that, but she's more like,
I see what she going.
she's more like,
Wonder Woman?
we can kind of, but
Wonder Woman
she's like,
fire.
we could rule better when you're subjugated to me. If I have to deal with you hoping you're going to do right, you probably can.
A lot of
overthrow
women
me.
think like that, man.
Automatically. That's what I say. He hit the nail.
So she's like, I would rather rule knowing you're going to listen because I'm more powerful than you. You know what I'm saying? Whereas he's like, let's give them a shot. She's like, you believe them if you want to. I'd rather do it this way. And Slit, she's mad powerful, but she hasn't touched into her full power yet.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And I see you got black characters. Do you have any white characters?
Yeah, I got a couple, but I look, not to be racist, we have enough white characters, bro. And I love white people. I got white friends. I got white allies. Like I always joke around when people ask me if I'm racist. I'm not racist. I have a lot of white friends. Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, Bruce Wayne. Because like we as black people don't see us. Unless it's like, and I don't mind. The street movies, the Powers, the New Jack Cities. I don't mind that, but we're more than that. You know what I'm saying? Why can't we be superheroes too? Why can't we be doctors, and lawyers? Why can't we be, we don't,
It's a lot of us that are, but they don't
want
the
to show
media
that.
don't. Okay, what was he?
Yeah, talk about the representation of black people, and you said something really good about the fact that
there's not too many of us that illustrate comic books. We don't, not too many of us.
And I think it goes back to like, what you see, like all we see of us is like either rapper,
Okay.
Basketball
ball player, and if you don't do those two things, the streets, so it's like, kids, when you talk about a kid like, okay, you can draw, all right, make a comic book. He's like, make a comic book. Why? I'm not gonna, what am I gonna get with this comic book? I'm not gonna make no money with this comic book. Where, you could be the next Stan Lee, you could be the next, DC Comics or Image Comics, or you can do anything, but we don't see it enough. Okay. So when I'm doing what I'm doing, my goal is to inspire other young black kids and like, yo, you know what? He's doing it. Why can't I do it? And they could do it even on a greater and better level.
For real.
So like, yeah. So did you ever try to draw when you was little?
I did.
Was
I
you
tried
dirt?
to. I think I was terrible.
You was dirt.
Yeah, but I tried to draw. I did try to draw like characters like Sonic, Looney Tunes, and stuff like that. That's what
Sonic had too much ridges, bro.
Nah, I think it was
Sonic
simple.
was Sonic?
I think I still could pin him. Just simple. I think he was just simple. I think I drew him so much. It was just,
So that was your favorite character?
well, he's one of them. Yeah, as a kid.
How about you, Flock? I know Flock was an artist.
Knuckles.
Yeah, I was definitely
Nah, he was
kid,
the artist, my son.
Nah, he definitely was.
My art, it started from
Drawing.
art itself. That's where my music started from.
Yeah.
I then wanted to add like sound to my images, and then I started then trying to capture sound and record sound from art. So art, and yeah, I just bought a black book again to get back to it. So
Dope.
yeah, art is definitely everything. I mean, yeah,
We clicked on that.
I definitely did.
We clicked on that note because I draw.
A word? So
Really?
where to work at, man? I
The
want
whole
to see.
sick biz, all the characters, drew those from.
He did.
But yeah, nobody actually knows.
He
you know?
did.
I thought somebody else
Yeah, I
did.
could put the
Yeah,
clap
a lot of
for
people
that.
think I did that.
Yo, that
Yeah.
you drew the bear, the concept of the yo.
All of that. I made that whole world up.
Let me tell you
I love
something.
how Birdie just be all of a sudden mad deep sometimes.
Sometimes.
It's Deep Bird.
Right.
That's
another
dope, man.
side,
Nah, because that's a dope character. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm saying?
appreciate that.
And I mean, it may not be like what I'm doing, but it's still in the same vein.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
That's why when I seen you at the clothes, the apparel, like, it all relates. And you do that yourself. So I hand drew mine too. So I know he draws. I know he tried to draw. You know,
I
he
did.
trash.
All out.
Definitely trash.
Y'all left me all out. Like I
Do you
wasn't
draw?
nice with the bubble letters. Like, come
Do you
on.
draw?
Oh, like graffiti.
Graffiti, I was.
Graffiti, yeah.
And not graffiti
But
too.
you ain't know that's what
I
we was
graffiti
doing.
too. You nice with.
No, but in this combo, I have to mention my dad again because my dad.
Shout out to your dad, man.
Shout out. What up, King?
Personally, in my life,
Okay,
I
that's
used to
what's
see
up.
him when I was growing up. I would see him doing work for companies. He would draw their logos by hand, signs on their trucks.
He did the banners.
Storefront
He does
signs.
awnings.
Yeah.
You know, his
He was
whole life
doing
he
banners.
storefronts and
That's
awnings
fire.
and everything. So shout out to Mr. King.
Yeah, give him one
King,
more.
shout
Give
out
him
to
one
King,
more.
man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Romeo draws now. Shout out to Romeo for drawing. He be sending me a lot of work, and he got a clothing line coming out too. Crazy.
Oh, shout out to TJ, man.
Word up. So
Here's
that's
the
my
crazy
son,
thing, yo. Your father's last name is King. My mom's maiden name is King.
No, my dad's nickname is King.
Oh,
Mr.
I was
King.
saying my mom's maiden
Okay.
name is King.
You know what I was about to say? Wait, with drawing, I always wanted to make a comic book. Always wanted to.
Not too late.
The only problem, I don't have the patience. So that's one. The only problem I had was recreating like a character in a different stance, and then drawing it over and over and over.
Motion.
Yeah, like to
those
draw
flip
that
books,
per-
was so much.
Not even the flip books, just to make like the scene. Like it was too much. Like to draw him at a different angle,
Like
and
the
to do
He said
not
it was too much
Yeah,
for
it's
me.
too much, and then just take patience to.
It does take
And then
patience.
it's not like you're tracing or sketching an
No, you gotta
existing
recreate
character.
it. Yeah,
It's like
recreate it.
it's your character, and you
draw
gotta
the same
change his
detail.
angles. So that was the challenge for me. And as a young kid, I was like, you know what? If you don't like the one painting, like
I think I did like 2 pages. I got, and then I stopped, like, because of what you're saying, like, you know. I was like, yeah.
So how did you get over that? Or do you have a method, or like help me out?
You gotta. I mean, you don't really. The key is this: when I draw, believe it or not, I make mad mistakes when I draw. Like if I show you pictures, you'll be like, "That's a dope picture," and I could look in my mind. I know about 7 mistakes in that picture, but I kind of make it work for like where I want to go, and that's why I say copying, like looking, not tracing. Tracing is the worst, but like how like all artists to a certain degree copy from each other to create their own style. So let's say you want to have your bear run and kick somebody, right? So you'll maybe get a Marvel comic book or what's that bear? Yogi the Bear book, and look at some of the pictures where he's running and kicking, and you say, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna trace that, but I'll copy that motion.
Now see, now
And-
it's easier. No.
But the way you just said it,
Right.
makes a lot of
No,
Yeah,
that's what I do. I do that. Always did that. Like if I wanted to draw a hand, I would look at my hand and shape it how I want to, and just look at what's, you know what I'm saying, and then draw it like that. So that was. But you trying to understand? Like I wasn't drawing nowadays. When I was younger.
Me too,
It's not to go to the internet to be like, let me watch Yogi Bear and see how he move. You have to. How I'm gonna catch that? I would have to
but
go
you
buy
can.
the book. You know what I'm saying? Or
You don't have to
something.
buy the book. You just said it. The internet.
No, back then.
No, back then.
back then, right, yeah, now.
And that wasn't like it wasn't.
It was way harder back then.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Like when I was doing it back then.
A lot of cartoons
it-
and study or pause.
Pause. That's what I'm trying to say.
Way
Like,
harder.
there's other ways, but I didn't have the patience. Doesn't mean it
Pause
wasn't
the
a way
tape
to
for
do it.
real.
I just didn't have the patience for it.
I believe you could do it now because you can already draw. And if you did that Care Bear logo, which is dope to me.
Yeah,
'Cause
appreciate
I remember that. If you just like.
Get Care Bears out of here. Sick Bears.
I mean, Care Bear,
Care
my
Bear, kill
bad.
yourself.
No disrespect. The Sick Bear joint was dope. it actually like it was to me it sounded like a movement when you had it going.
Yeah.
What you call it? Just like you could go to Google and again you're not copying because first of all a pose, you can't really copyright a pose because many different poses. You know what I'm saying? But as you look at a pose in your mind, your eye, because you already can draw, your eye's gonna be like, okay, you know what? Now I got this pose in my mind. Now I can work it and put it in. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna make mistakes, but eventually the sick bear running and kicking is gonna be easy to you because now after you copied about 7 times and failed 6 times, but on that 7th time you got it, it's in your mind. Now you're gonna be like, okay, now I got to go to another pose because I got this down pat. Because I was just talking to a young girl in my church because she draws. I say, I wish I could bring you a picture that I drew when I was your age. Because if I showed you that picture up to the pictures that I'm drawing now, you would run home and start drawing. Right. Because I'm pretty certain you're either as good as me or better than when I was at your age. Because you're looking at me drawing now and you're probably like, I cannot mess with this guy. He's like really good. I can't get to that level. When sometimes you got to see where somebody's coming from to know. Because if I tell them, like I tell my daughters, I tell them all the time, so I was not like this when I first started. I was, doing horrible. But they don't believe that. They're like, yeah, whatever.
Bro, what's crazy is I was always good. I was always good though. Like as a kid, like 10, 9, 7, like I was very good. Like shook up my schools with like some of my drawings and shit.
And I guarantee you can do that now.
No, I know. I just did sick biz. I shook up the world.
I did not know that. That logo was ridiculous. I was telling Shamika, I was like, because I thought about, I don't want to promote anybody else, but I thought about something else when I saw it, and it was dope. It was original. Mm-hmm. It is original. You know what I'm saying? You can, like I said, with art, you could start tomorrow and you'll be right where you was at. And if you keep going, I give you a year, you're going to be able to do your own comic. You don't got to do 18 issues.
It's
you
like
could do
riding
3.
a bike, man.
You know what I'm saying? You could do it your own way. Like, I'm doing it more superhero fashion. You could do it comedy. You could do it in the hood. You could do it like, sick bears on the corner chilling, trying to get shorties, whatever. You could do it, you could do it your way. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to do 18 issues. And then like how I'm doing it, like I did the apparel first, then I'm going to do the comic. You could do the opposite.
It's the patience, man.
That's why I said 3 issues. Or you could do 1 issue.
Anything that's art form related, you have to have patience with.
Yeah, you gotta have. You
gotta keep doing it.
You're gonna do that regardless.
Watch this. This isn't art. You know what I'm saying? And you have patience here. You could do it, man. You just gotta like when I'm drawing, like, and I do this every day. I get up and I draw. Yeah. And it's even though I love it, there's some days I'm like, man, I really don't. You know what I'm saying? How they say they got writer's block. Mm-hmm. Same thing with drawers, and I'm drawing and I'm like, this is not looking cool. This is whack. I'm throwing the pencil up. But once I calm down, it comes together. You know what I'm saying? And then when I look at it, I'm like, okay, this is dope. But at the same time, let's say I'll look back at certain pictures from like a year ago, and I'm like, that's all right. I could see the improvement. But I don't want to negate that because even though that may be all right to me, but somebody else, that's dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you're saying like, you stop, and we don't take this off of me. I know you want to keep it on me, but you're saying that you stopped and you don't have the patience. You can make your own patience. You don't think about patience of I got to do 18 issues like he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Do like whatever you want to do. I said 3 issues. You could do 1 issue. You know what I'm saying? And just have it in like that and just throw it out there. You got all the equipment. You know what I mean? And throw it out there, and you never know. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing you got going for you is what I mean. And I have it going for me too, is that, art, people genuinely love art. Whether they know it a lot, they love it. You know what I'm saying?
Art is the key.
What you got going for you is that you have a buzz already because they remember the Sick Bears joint. So if you came out, with like even maybe a comic on the apparel, like on the back of it or something. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late.
Creativity is endless.
I'm like a creative dude. So when I hear somebody like in this type of arena, when I come here and I hear that you draw, her dad draw, he draws, he used to draw, and that's how I know that I'm supposed to be here doing something. You know what I'm saying? And no matter where this goes, and I believe it's gonna go crazy. Like I had a lady stop me in King's Flat, some old West Indian lady. And she was like, you could heavy accent. Well, everybody most people from Flatbush and Crown Heights, and you're some type of West Indian descent, except for me. What you call it? She just pulled me to the side because I was there doing some like work with the apparel, like something I forgot I was doing, and she just said, "Yo, you're gonna be a millionaire with this, the drawing stuff." She was like, "You're out of here." She was like, she was like, "Keep it up. You're gonna be great." And she just like disappeared. I didn't know where she went. She just gone. So I was like, "Yo, I appreciate that, But so I say, to you, like I started back doing this years later. You know what I'm saying? And here I am now. So it's never too late.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? So
understood. You get that.
Let's keep going. And listen, if I didn't like the Sick Bear logo, I'm the type of dude I would have told you in a cool way. But I thought that Edwin know it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know. I don't want to change my name.
That's all good.
For people government out there. What you call it? That joint is dope, man. I like stuff like that. That kind of reminds me of the graffiti and the tag and stuff. Because this is more comic art, which is dope. I love it too. But what you were doing to me was more like graffiti. Like I could see like a name tag by the bear. You know what I'm saying? Like a graffiti, like even with the black book. That's how we used to. I always had my little black book. My
book
name,
was everything. High school.
My name,
J
Ski, whatever, tagging on wall. Well, I don't know if I should say that. The Hope of Statute of Limitations. What you call it? So keep going.
Tag up everywhere, boy.
Tag all day.
That's dope. But keep going, man. Don't stop.
Nah, that's what's up. I appreciate it, man. We all here. We a team. So where you want to go with the conversation next, man?
And I want you to give us the website so we can get. Will you be able to get the apparel?
Oh, you can go to. It's at www.counselcomics.com. That's COUNSELCOMICS.com.
It's gonna be somewhere down here. Right here. Put it right here, Flop.
It's easy to navigate. Things up there. Whatever you see, like if you follow my social platforms, but if I post anything up there, it's on that site. So I'm not gonna post nothing up on social media, and it's not available on the site.
Correct.
And we're kind of just starting our spring line, but way more is about to come. Like I got some ideas for the spring, and it's about to be like the dress that I gave the young lady. We got more of that coming for the ladies.
Let's clap it up for you being married, because that just went over our heads. You know what I'm saying? And did you have your kid first before you got married? Because it's kind of sound like you had your kids first and then you got married.
Nah, it's kind of crazy. It's the opposite of that. I had my kids after marriage.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hit that right there. Good looking, Speed. That's fire.
What you call it? Me and my wife, we met. 92.
Okay.
And what's it called? Because I'll be 50 in a week. So what's it called?
Congratulations, man.
Congrats.
That's what's up. All of us. My firstborn is April 11th.
Did you plan it that?
Nah. My firstborn is April 11th. Second is 15th. I'm the 19th.
That's what's up.
What's it called? Met my wife on the train, and what's it called? It's kind of fun. It's kind of funny because
you was broke at the time.
Well,
yeah. You can talk about it.
That's how it happens usually.
Oh, what's it called? I saw her on the train bad. She still look good today because y'all black women don't crack. So
shout out to the black women
on the train.
You just don't want to get fucked up when you get home.
Bad. Look, I gotta go home. And what you call it? And I told my boys, I was like, yo, I seen this bad, slim, dark skinned girl, dope.
You didn't holler?
At first, let me get. So I was like, because I had every girl I had met before, I knew through somebody what happened. So I never really went to some stranger, right? So I was like, my boy was like, yo, Joe, you wet. He said things, you said, you ain't holler, whatever. I say, look, I'm trying to get my game up, whatever. So I had my own plan how I was gonna go, put the Mac down, and thank God that God has like a ram in the bush. And I was at my job, and I went and told my boy, like an older dude, and I was like, yo, this is what I'm gonna do, man. It's like I'm gonna go up to him, like, yo, my name is Joe, and we get your number. He looked at me like, oh my God. He was like, bruh.
That probably could work in 92.
That could probably work now.
Now you just gotta
let me get your number. They be like, nigga, you better get my IG. Nigga, fuck out of here.
So he looked at me like I was crazy. He was like, Joe, he was like, nah. He said, don't do that. He broke it down. He's like, bro, she don't know you. He's like, why would she give you her number? You could be a serial killer, a maniac, whatever. He was like, here's what you do. He said, start a conversation with her. He was like, then after the conversation, give her your number. And if she's really interested in you, she'll call you back. So I said, all right, I'm going to try your way. So I saw her again, went up to her, and I was like, you know.
You saw on the train?
On the train,
again.
Same train. Saw her again, went up to her. It was a miracle.
You was plotting on
He's
her.
plotting for mad long.
Plotting for a minute.
Bruh.
He had to know all her.
Yo, he was thirsty.
What time she comes in the train.
It sounds thirsty, bro.
Listen, bro. I always tell cats, because, you know, they be like, yo, Joe, you go to church, whatever. Listen, I'm a man first. I love God and everything, but I'm a man.
Okay.
So when I saw my wife to be, I didn't know that. I just knew she looked bad. And I was like, I can't wait to hit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I knew. But I'm a respectful man. Yeah. So I want to date her and meet her. You know what I'm saying? So when I go back, I'm like, yo, my name is, it's a miracle I got my name right, because I was mad nervous. I was like, yo, my name is Joseph, I think. You know, whatever. We're having a conversation.
I think.
We're talking about, you know, what's going on in Brooklyn. Dudes, I think it was around Halloween. It was around Halloween. Dudes throwing eggs and all that stuff. Just talking about stuff, whatever. So I said, yo, dope conversation.
So wait. When the conversation was going along, you was hyped. You was excited. Like,
I never did this before, bro. I was talking to her. She was like engaged. And mind you, only reason I went up to her, because Shamika was smart. She was a flirt. Like, so she would, like, when I would look at her, she would smile at me. And that was enough for me. So I was like, okay, she's smiling at me. That's it. I'm going in. So she said, we had the conversation. I gave her my number and I went home. And where I come from, even though I was like 18, 19, you still got to check in with your moms. Like, it was if you're living in my house.
I'm a grown man. I still got to check in with my moms right now.
If you're under that roof, or if you live, your mom's is around, you going to call me, let me know where you at. So I called her and I was like, yo, Mom, I'm at my friend's house. So I want to let you know I'm here. I'm good. And she was like, all right, cool. No problem. She's like, good, you call, whatever. So I'm about to hang up. She was like, Joey, because my mom used to call me Joey. And she was like, do you know Shamika? Yo, let me tell you something. I know superhero stuff is fake, it's fiction, whatever, but I really believe I could have probably lifted up a car if I went outside, because I was so hyped, bro. I was so hyped. I got up off that couch. I was like, I forgot who I was with. I was like, listen, I'm out, y'all. I was like, the rest is history. And from that time, we got married in 98. That's another reason why I say 98 and back.
Okay, that's what's up.
We got married in 98.
That's 6 years, right? That's 6 years.
Okay.
Dated for, we met in 91. So 7 years we dated. We got married in 98. Had Tamia in 2005. Had Madison in 2009. And the rest is history. 22 years in marriage.
That's
so,
what's up, man.
Congrats.
I wouldn't trade it for the world. But, what's it called? She's the one, like I was telling Evan, she's the one behind all of this. Like, she's, like, I mean, I can draw and everything, but she was the one telling me, put your stuff on clothes and promote it. And me, in my mind, I'm not procrastinating. I'm taking my time. And she's like, all right, Joe, take your time. So I'm in the mall, in Queens Mall, and I'm like, like, I could say God, I guess, was like, yo, put whatever your character's on the shirt and just, throw it out there. And I'm like, all right, whatever. See, because I didn't think it was going to do anything. I was like, I'm going to put the character on the shirt. I'm like, dudes are going to put it on Facebook. They're going to be like, hey, Joe, whatever, like the picture, So I put it on a T-shirt, put the shirt on the next day, styled it somewhat decent, put the picture up, peace sign, whatever, put the picture up. The whole comment line is flooded. Everybody's like, yo, where'd you get that shirt from? Where can I get the shirt from? That's a dope shirt. Are you selling that stuff? That's your characters on that shirt? So me having to play it off, because like I'm a business already, which I am not. I was like, yeah, I'm selling these shirts. I got, give me a minute. We're going to have our line coming out for fall and whatever. And mind you, I don't have no shirts. All I have is a shirt on my back. And, everybody's like, yo, we need to, I'm like, because I didn't expect this. I'm thinking people are going to be like, okay, dope picture. All right, whatever. Go back to the next, whatever. So they're like, we need shirts. Oh, you got this, you got for women. Can I? I'm like, yeah, we got a whole line coming out. So it was all Shamika's idea.
Shout out to Shamika, man.
She was all Shamika's idea. She was the one for years. She told me, like, yo, Joe, put it on my jacket. Put it like, I could wear it. I could promote it. When somebody stops me, I could say, look, man, my husband sells this. I was like, all right, I'm going to get to it. Finally got to it. And now I am, what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
happy.
I'll say happy, but I'm like, people think peace means not war. Peace just means everything going the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like I could imagine how I would feel if I was gonna be turning 50 and not doing this. Like if I was gonna be turning 50 and not pursuing my dream, I think I'd be really, really miserable. Because I'd be like, if I was turning 50 and I was literally just still sketching little books and everything, like when I look at my page and I see people wearing my stuff, like you guys wearing it now, and she's like excited about the dress, saying the dress is good material.
Fire.
That
This
is
fire.
encouraging. You know what I'm saying?
dope.
That is like even how y'all put it on like right away. Like, you know, that is like humbling. Like I was on the Instagram. I saw one of my first customers. She's beautiful girl. She has like a kid coming. She's about to get married. Like I was just going through, you know, you go through your stories, look at people's stuff, and I'm looking at her stuff, and she's wearing the hoodie around the house, chilling with her kid, dancing. So I'm like, yo, they're literally wearing this stuff like it's really, you know, well, I shouldn't say really, but it's popular to them. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to ask them to wear it. They're wearing it because they just like to wear it. You know, and she told me that. She's like, yo, I wear it everywhere. I like it. It's dope. But when you see somebody do it, it's totally
It's a different feeling.
You know, it's totally different. And you sit there and you just humbled. You know, like I was in King's Plaza, and one of my first customers, he was walking up with that hoodie on. But he had the carry hoodie on, but that sky blue. And I pulled him over to the side. I said, yo, that's a dope hoodie. And he's like, thanks. He didn't know who I was. I think he was blazed up, but he was like, he didn't know who I was. I was like, but I knew where he got the hoodie from, you know, because I sold it to his girl who was running the shoe business over there, so, like cleaning the shoes. So it's like, it's just humbling, man. So I'm just, I can't, you know, stress.
I could relate. You know.
Shout out to the Counsel Comics.
Versus it really being like dope, like you know what I mean. Like I would buy that hoodie dress. I can't, you know what I mean. I can't wait. It's real dope. I would definitely buy that for myself.
I appreciate that, yo, because I mean, like I was telling my wife, because we talk about this all the time. I'm a customer at the end of the day, and I think the best sellers are people that were customers. Like with me, I'm not gonna sell nobody something that's not gonna be some type of quality. You know what I mean? Like even with like the logo thing, like how it's embroidered now, like I did that because I'm like, yo, I don't want to wear something that's not to the highest level. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm gonna put a logo on it, yeah, I could, you know, press it on with the whatever, but no, I want to embroider like the polo and like the others. You know what I'm saying? Because I want dudes to be like, yo, proud to rock it. You know, so like how you guys just put the stuff on right now, that's humbling. You know what I mean? Like this stuff I'm wearing now, I think it was August of last year I put that T-shirt up and got the responses. From August of 2020 to now, I have not taken off nothing. I'm not wearing nothing else but Counsel Comics. The only thing I'm wearing that's not Counsel Comics is the jeans and the sneakers and the hats and whatever, maybe leather jacket. Even the jean jacket now, I got.
Oh, I can see the jacket. Matter of fact, I was about to ask you to
what to call it.
Show it to
You know, I'm not wearing nothing else. I'm like, yo, listen. I think I talked to Ed when I was like, yo, you know, no disrespect to all the other brands that are popular. They got enough business.
They got
you know what I'm saying? I looked out for them.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? They got enough coins. I looked out for, you know, them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to look out for me and my people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just like, I mean, yeah, I'm selling, you know, black-owned comic book business, but I support other black businesses too. You know what I'm saying? Like even sometimes to the detriment of them not supporting back, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to support you because I don't want to do it on the whole strength that you'll do it back for me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm definitely humble. And I know that this is just a scratching of the surface because, you know, it's not even a year old. You know what I mean? So I don't want to get all like I'm transparent and do it. I'm not going to act like I'm pushing 100 pieces a month. It's not, you know, but I will say that, you know, God is good. And I've been selling pieces like every month, like, and it's not like one piece, it's a good amount, you know. And to do that with I mean, this is the biggest platform I've been on since I started.
That's what's up.
This like Madison said, this is the biggest I had no celebrities, no influence. I had some influencers was saying they would wear it and I sent them stuff and they wore it, but they didn't do it the right way, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But no real celebrity influence yet that have said they're gonna do it. But I know it's coming.
Got me.
You know
I said I'm.
You know me.
No, but like I said, the biggest one is here.
I told you, Joe.
This is the biggest
Birdie
one
has
is
12,000
here.
followers on Instagram.
Listen,
they over there.
biggest one is here. Madison spoke it into existence. When I got on the DadCouch, I've arrived. You know what I'm saying?
You arrived.
So
Shout out to
Maddie.
Maddie.
This is the first, you know, international of Counsel Comics, apparel. But before this, I had dudes, and I even had, like I said, I don't want to throw nobody under the bus, but I had people that say, yo, we'll do it. I normally charge this, but I'm going to do it, whatever. When I hear stuff like that, people think that you're dumb. Like, my mind already know you're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I entertain you. I'm like, cool, no problem.
It's called Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm like, I know. You're saying that, you're talking that to make yourself feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because you know in your mind, you're not doing it. You know what I mean?
asked them? This is what they'll tell you. They DM me, right? They be like, yo, I'll get your line pop and have it everywhere. That's what's up. If you could do that, why you just do it for yourself? Like, do it for yourself, bro. Why you doing it for me? Like, and for free? Why you? I don't get it. So I mean, nah, cause I like your shit. All right, buy it. You know what I'm saying?
Buy it.
I don't.
And we here to support black-owned.
I appreciate that. I don't. But you gotta have tunnel vision. So you gotta be like, if you don't have people that do that, then you're probably not gonna be successful. Like, and as much as people say that they like the apparel and they like the comics, I'm quite sure. And I've had some people have said, oh, we don't like whatever, the internet people are just devious, So one guy had told me, oh, your drawing is whack and I don't like it, whatever. I was like, thank you. Because now I know I'm there. Because if everybody's saying it's dope, then something wrong. I need somebody to say it's whack to know that I'm there. You know what I mean? So
that's how
as long as I got the more that like it,
you're going to have haters.
Yeah, you can hate. It's cool. I'll listen to your comment, then block you and keep it moving. But I just appreciate the comic because I know now I'm in a realistic format, because if everybody's saying it's great, something's wrong, so. Honestly. But I do appreciate the love, here.
I'm sorry, before you, I don't know if you guys was ready to wrap up.
Yeah.
I have a couple of dad questions. So you talked about now you're about to be 50, you're pursuing your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
What was like your profession over, did you have like a general profession over your life or?
When I met my wife, I was working at, I don't know if you know this company, it's called Ziff Davis Media. I think when I met you, I was at Ziff Davis Media. It was like a magazine publishing company for computers. And I worked there for probably like 9 years. Then they had to downsize, and when they downsize their companies,
they start cutting people.
They cut the black people first, so it was like,
what are you doing there?
I started working in the mail room, and then I got promoted to accounts payable, working literally with the controller, the head of the whole accounting department. And he was actually the one that got me like a good raise right after I got married to start me off pretty cool. And I had got that job from an assistant who was black, and she looked out for me. She was working with the guy that ran the company.
Oh.
And she had asked me, she said, yo, do you like working in the mailroom? Because, back in the days in the mailroom, you jonesing, you joking around. Your work is done in the morning. The whole afternoon, you're just chilling there talking about sports, rap, girls, whatever. So she said, do you want to work in accounting? But you got to, you can't hang out. You got to do, you got to look like you're working. You got to be professional. So I said, cool, no problem. And she was like, all right, cool. So I thought she was joking around. But literally, like the next week, I had an interview with the second in command. They were like, okay, you're hired. So I was like, okay, I guess he wasn't joking around. So I got my promotion. And then after that, I got, the elevation when the guy that had a controller needed somebody to help him out with a big project. And one night, we stayed till like midnight. I helped him. So he gave me the raise. And, but after I got laid off from there, I started working at the job I got now, which is with the government. Y'all know Social Security? I'm sure everybody knows Social Security.
Yeah.
There's a part of Social Security where if you get hurt, you get money basically until you get back on your feet, or if you can't work anymore. So let's say you apply for it, they say, nah, you could work. You ask for a fair hearing in front of a judge. So you would have the claimant, the judge, and you'd have me recording the cases on like a computer. So that's what I do now. I've been doing that since 2004. And what's crazy is that I'm self-employed with that. I'm a contractor. So I'm a contractor now still. Yeah. So it's kind of like all in the same vein. And, since the pandemic hit, the office has been closed because, you work with people that are sick.
Correct.
And the sick people are the most vulnerable to this, thing. So they don't want, and it's the government. So you would think the government would have things together, right? So that's why I'm not surprised at all what's going on with the government right now, because like my job, they still haven't figured out how they're going to put us back into work. So
I was going to ask you if you guys had the company I found a way to do like the hearings virtually.
Remotely?
That's what they're trying to do, I believe.
They're trying. You
I
know they
think,
get laid
yeah,
on.
they want to do it either one or two things. They're going to either do it remotely where we're at home, or they're going to just have, because they have, before we got paused,
They're gonna be in cubicles, right? Like,
not really. They had hearing rooms where you had like a TV like this, but bigger, and the claimant would be on the TV, and the judge would be
in the back.
in the back, and I'd be with the judge. But what they're going to do now, I believe, and I could be wrong, they're going to have the TV, but it's going to be parted, where the judge is going to be one side of the TV and the claimant's going to be on the other side, and we'll be the only ones in the room by ourselves. So I think that's what they're going to want to do. So we'll see. But that's
that opened up the lane for you to work more on your comics.
Yeah, because I don't know.
That's what we were talking
I don't
about.
know if I
Yeah,
should mention this now because you guys have viewership. So, but we'll God cover me. Like I used to draw my comics in the hearings, like in between the hearings, or if the hearing was real long, I would like scoot to the side and draw, but still record to make sure stuff is detailed. So that's why I said when this pandemic hit and I had time, that's why the books elevated to the point where you have all that background and all that detail because now I got time. So I'm not rushing in between hearings. I even went back to old comics and touched them up and made them look better because now I got nothing but time, So I'm like, okay, let me make this look better. I'm like, oh, this looks whack. Let me put this in here and make this. So.
And that's how the apparel got started too, because you had time.
So the pandemic, I was walking through the mall and, the voice in my head was like, hey, bro, what are you doing? Like, put it on the shirt, see what happens. And like I said, I didn't think it was going to do anything. I was like, it'll be on the shirt. They'll say, they'll like the picture because they know me. They probably feel pity. But when I saw the comments, I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm. And to get from this journey that you're on.
I want them to know that anything they put their mind to, like if it's their gift, like I said, I don't care what it is. Anything they put their mind to, they can do it. You know what I'm saying? And there's no time limit. Like I always say, you can't, like, I love what he said about the KFC dude. Like the only time you can achieve your goal is when you're going from here. Yeah, once you leave this plane, whatever you've done. Whoever you touch, you've touched. It's another level you're going to. But as long as you're here, I don't care if you're 99. If you achieve your goal at 99, so what? You know what I'm saying? So, and what's crazy that you would mention that is like my daughter, I didn't even know. Tamia, she has songs in her phone that she's been like writing, she's been singing in her songs. And she's been doing this over the last year. So I believe that because I'm doing what I'm doing, they're doing that. She's doing, she can sing. She's doing songs on her phone. Madison is I write good for comics, but Madison is at 11 years old. The child has like written like a movie, and she did it all from Cinderella Dana Dane song. Really? So yeah, she's gangster. So both of them are like operating in artistic gifts. But I believe, and I'm not saying this because I'm the greatest thing, whatever, but I believe them seeing me doing what I'm doing, it's like, yo, you know what? He's doing it. Hey, come on, let me. And like I said, I didn't know Tamia had them songs on her phone. My wife found out. She's like, Joe, Tamia got songs on her phone. And I was gonna ask to hear them, but I hear the songs she listens to, so I probably don't want to hear them. You know what I'm saying? Because it may be mad ratchet. So I said, let you figure your way in. You know what I'm saying? Then we'll work with because I don't want to hear too much. So
I think it means a lot for kids to see where they get certain things from. So maybe they didn't even know they had, the oldest one, maybe she didn't even know she had that in her before, but now she's like, I do see where I get my, my artistry from, now that you're pushing it. Okay, good. And then my last question, try to make it a little juicy question, but I don't know. We'll see what your answer is. So you've been married for 22 years. You guys have been parenting for 16, right? Mm-hmm. And I figured this probably happened earlier in your marriage, maybe with your first daughter. But what's the biggest argument you and your wife have had about your kids, raising your kids,
raising the kids?
Something that happened or some disagree. What's the biggest thing y'all have disagreed on?
I don't know. Maybe style of parenting. Because she says I'm the nice one. And she doesn't like, she thinks I make her look like the bad guy. And I'm like, yo, we got to play the good cop, bad cop. Like both of us can't be crazy like you. Like shit. Edwin knows the family. My wife
you about to get fucked up when you get home.
So,
I already know that. You done slipped up.
When this goes out, I'm quite sure I'm gonna be like, they're gonna be like, well, crazy knows crazy. You with me, what have you? So Shamika,
that's the saying, right, Joe?
Shamika, when she goes wild, like I'm sitting there like, thank God I'm not in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at to me and I'm like, y'all are on your own. As long as y'all don't, end up, laid out on the sidewalk, y'all good. Like with me, I'm more like
I done got laid out by my moms a million times.
She's don't play. Like me, I'm like the nice dude. I'm like more like let's be politically correct, and I think I'm like that because they're girls, and I'm like their daddy's girls, and I'm more softer because they're girls.
Yeah. It's a difference,
and she's more harder because they're girls.
Fuck being up.
It's still a difference between her and Tijo.
I'm pretty certain.
Fuck being up. Yeah, crazy. Shit.
If I had like 2 boys, and I don't regret having I wouldn't trade them for the world. My daughters are the best. They're no trading. I wouldn't want 2 boys. I love them, but I know I'd be much harder on them because with guys I didn't play games. Like when younger dudes look at me, I don't like you can act like remember Mike and Keith and all them tolerate no games. Like if you're with me, you're not gonna disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this women are lesser than men because women are equal, if not iller, because they bring, life.
Different, they bring different things.
But to me, just looks kind of crazy when a guy's disrespecting like an older guy and he's younger. Like to me, it's no need, it's not even talking. It's like, I just need to just grab you and just shake you or hit you, because I'm not doing that. And you can't do that with a girl. Yeah. Because if I grab my daughter, it's like, oh, now he's abusive. You know what I'm saying?
That's everything.
And I got mad one time at her, my oldest one, and then my wife, the crazy one now, jumps in to say like, no, calm down, Joe. I'm looking at her like, what?
So didn't you tell me?
You the one over here.
You can't be over the nice guy.
The mean one. Now I'm over here ready to hammer up, and now you like Joseph. Now I'm like, okay. So, but that's probably the biggest about that. The biggest argument about that.
Okay.
I have a question. So, how Father's Day? How do you guys celebrate that? How's that been for you?
We celebrate it, but it ain't like Mother's Day. I don't care how. Listen, bro, let me tell you something. I don't care. I'm gonna let you know now, since you're early in the game. I believe I'm a great father by the grace of God, but let me tell you, bro, it don't compare to Mother's Day. Mother's Day, the world stops. Mother's Day, after they celebrate Jesus Christ the days they say he was born, which is not, but we leave that alone.
Yeah,
after they celebrate that,
different show.
Is a different show. Mother's Day is like
secondary.
When the Father's Day come, all you get is some sports game.
What's your best Father's Day? What's the best Father's Day gift you got?
Man, I don't know. I mean,
you ain't get nothing.
I get gifts all the time. The best Father's Day gift I got is it really comes big when you get the kids, like, when the kids come. Involved. Like, because my wife has been dope all Father's Day, but, when the kids come, like my youngest one, because to me, it loves me to life, but, to me, it's more of like I'm cool cat laid back, but I love you, Dad. Maddie's more like, I'm going to try to buy everything in the world from Dollar Tree to show you how much I love you, Dad. So she bought me with my money, but it's cool because it's the thought that counts. Like, she's funny because she's like, Dad, let's go to Dollar Tree. I need you, but you got to go over here. Just give me your money. I'm like, okay, I don't know what you're going to do. I'm so surprised, but I gotta. So she bought me this big cup, like a big, like Vikings Thor type cup, saying Dad is the man, something like to the effect, like I'm like the greatest, whatever. And the cup is dope. And of course, the cup broke because
you broke the cup.
I didn't break the cup. They broke the cup.
That's crazy. I was about to ask you, do you still have the cup?
I still got the broken cup.
He still got the broken cup.
I still have
the decoration.
So you still have it.
But that's the biggest gift because I didn't. It's like when I see
from Dollar Tree.
I don't listen.
Okay, but what's the most you spent on Mother's Day?
Oh, please. I don't remember.
See what I'm saying?
See that? This is the point of this platform, man.
Listen,
this is why this platform is here. It's for us as dads, man, to be celebrating.
But what did you get your father for Father's Day?
Oh, my pops, I think, the biggest thing I gave him before he passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
That's cool. Because my mom's and my pops passed away the same day, 4 years apart.
What?
Like my mom's passed away March 4th, 2013. My pops passed away March 4th, 2009.
That's
so. But what's crazy is that my pops, great father, and we didn't really have deep conversations like how we talking now until I got married. As a matter of fact, no. When I had like my first kid, like right between Tamia and us getting married is when we and my pops had the biggest conversations. Like when I was a kid, he didn't talk that much. Because them old school dads, when they made the money, it was like, okay, I'm making the money, go play. I'm here. I love you. Leave me alone. I'm watching TV. You know, they didn't talk that much. But when he got older, he was pouring out his heart, telling me like, hey, look, you know, I love your moms. I love you guys. We believe in this. He was just talking like crazy. I didn't know what to do.
Did you appreciate that?
I loved it, but I didn't know what to do because I wasn't used to it. And I'm like, okay, wait a
This is
minute.
new.
You know, this is kind of new to me. We didn't really have these conversations before, but you know,
It was for a reason.
It's
For
a
me-
reason.
for you to know that.
And it was crazy because those conversations ran from like maybe 05 to 09, like 4 years, and that was it. He was going, and I knew he wasn't because when he got sick, I thank God he wasn't sick that long because he was, you know, probably sick for maybe 6 months tops. Because when they told me he was going to have a nursing aide and have to have a person help him, I told my mom, I said, Mom, I know you love Dad, but he's not going to live like this. So no man works for 77 years or 50-something years as an electrician for Local 3 is going to sit back and have somebody take care of him. It's not happening. So he'll before that happened, he'll be like, look, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I know they're good. You know, Joey's a grown man. He's married. He'll take care of, you know, his mom's, whatever. I'm going. So, yeah, but I think I took him, we went out to eat like a Olive Garden type thing, and he really enjoyed it. He was like really happy. I think it was me, him, my wife, my mother, and Mike. Mike, Janima's son. And that's when Mike conned my mother to buy him the big meal on the big plate. And Shamika was like, don't buy it for him. My mother like, no, buy it for him because he's a growing boy. Because my mom liked the boys because she had 2 boys. So I was like, she's still soft. So but she's soft on him. I like because she got her, you know, when she's trying to get to heaven at that time. Like the mom that I had would have been like, nigga, you ain't getting, you getting the kitty meal. Boy, crazy. So
it's different between like the mom and like the grandma. When they turn to grandma,
yeah, they trying to, you know, they more like, you know, even like with Miss Mac, my other mother, you know, she's like way nice now. You know what I'm saying? But I knew Miss Mac when she didn't play games, and you saw Miss Mac when she didn't play games. You know, so
you feel like that was like the best Father's Day you guys gave your dad, was taking him out and everybody just being there to celebrate with him.
It's just like, you know, I could tell he was really like, you know, happy. Like his son taking him out, you know, he was really.
You appreciate it
because he's that simple dude. You know, like I'm kind of like easy.
My pops won't let you take him out. My pops would be like, all right, yeah, cool. And the day of, he won't show up.
He'll ghost you.
Yeah,
He'll ghost you.
He did that to my brother many times.
Nigga ghosted.
Come around me somewhere.
Yeah, nah, but he would be
Pops
like,
is ghost.
my pop's a driver.
He
Drive
ghost.
you where?
Look, he's
I'll meet you
ghost.
there. My pops, I never seen my pops walk a block in my life. Like, my pops don't walk. You ever seen Poppy walk?
Besides the crib though.
No, I'm not outside. I said outside. I never seen him walk like 2-3 blocks. Never. My pop's always been a driver, bro. His whole life. I never seen him. He never be like, yo, Bird, let's go take a stroll. Never.
I didn't know he mastered all the ghosts though.
Oh, nah, my son been ghost. Always ghost, bro. I told you going to my graduation is nothing. So the nigga, he be like, all right, I'll meet you there. Poppy crazy.
I will say since I'm on the podcast, because you said you was gonna tell him like you could look forward to Father's Day, but it's not gonna be as big as Mother's Day. But since I'm on the pod, I am inspired to do better as a wife and as a mom. So like Valentine's Day, I do give Flock gifts. And when Father's Day rolls around, I will make sure that it's
See, this is crazy. I say something about the bump, shit get crazy. Now everybody's talking Father's Day. I better edit this out.
I said when.
I better edit this shit out.
I said when.
Nah, I mean, you know, that's dope. But yeah, Father's Day, it's just a different energy. It's not like
we on a mission to change that.
This is why this platform
we on a mission
here, man. We gonna change that.
The energy between Mother's Day. No, forget Mother's Day.
No bashing.
You do whatever you want. Mother's Day, y'all.
No bashing moms.
We don't bash moms here.
Mm-hmm.
We just trying to give more respect to fathers.
To fathers, yeah,
and
for sure.
Father's Day. And if women don't want to do it, we got y'all, bro. Trust me.
We still got to do it for each other,
which is dope.
Yeah.
You know, but that's not I think that's a reflection on the fact that there's been so many not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like people not used to seeing people doing it, unfortunately, especially in our community.
I don't know. There's a lot of people doing it too, though.
Now though,
Period. Back then, listen.
back
You
then
go to
too.
the Middle East, they all married. The fathers is there.
Yep.
You go to Haiti and all that. These pops is here, bro. These guys is here, bro. You talking about America or you talking about the Earth? What going on?
You know,
Asian guys, they there. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? We're talking about African Americans, or we're talking about the planet?
Different. But if we talking about the planet, they don't really. They
I feel like more
Father's Day is not
there.
really like.
No. We're not talking about that.
Holidays.
We're not addressing that. I'm addressing what he said. That there's not a lot of fathers there active
No, but he
full
was
time,
talking,
right?
He
That's
was,
what you
he was
said, right?
considered. He was talking about Americans in our community.
yeah.
This is what
That's
why I said you got to break it down. Because
Yeah.
if we talking about fathers, I'm not talking about black fathers. I ain't talking about fathers in America. None of that.
We talking about fathers in general.
I'm talking
General,
about fathers,
in general, yeah, it is.
Period.
Yeah.
Like salute to all fathers, all creeds of the world, bro, all colors and everything, bro.
Yeah,
it's none of that. It's none of that black and white shit. None of that. I'm just letting you know from my perspective.
No,
Yeah,
but-
that's dope.
But still, dads they underappreciated.
All fathers.
All fathers are underappreciated. I think it's
Compared to all mothers in the world.
You know what it is?
due to media and society.
I think also it's a marketing thing too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, both parents on like I always say a 2-parent household is the ideal household. But if you can't get that, then you definitely need to co-parent the right way. You know what I'm saying? So both are equally important. But you know, women, like, they are the driving force of most shopping. You know what I'm saying? Most
consumer.
industry. Like, even with what I do, the Counsel Comics apparel, most of my customers, listen, black women are the bomb. Because without the black woman, I wouldn't have the sales I had. You know what I'm saying? Because not just, you know, I love my brothers, but they haven't bought nowhere nearly as much as black women. Like, I've had one black woman bought like 10 pieces from me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll buy for like our brothers.
Yeah, once a black woman is loyal to something, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It's done. And that's women in general, you know. So of course Mother's Day is more marketable because women shop more. Whereas men are more like, hey, you know, get me some socks, take me out to the ball game. I'm easy, you know what I'm saying?
I want the whole shebang.
Word, like, give me the
I want
same
balloons.
love. Give me the
I want
same
confetti.
love.
I want spaghetti.
Give me the
I want
same
everything.
love,
What are you
man.
talking about?
And I guarantee you, even though she's gonna do her king and he's in a great marriage, and I know my wife's gonna do for me and everything, but with guys, and I don't want to speak for him, but with guys, with us, like, you know, when Father's Day come,
still want to do.
yeah, you want to be appreciative, but my appreciative, like, is like, you know, when my kid comes in the room and says, "Dad, you're the greatest," you know what I'm saying? Or when like Maddie has his cup from Dollar Tree. Like, to me that's equating of balloons and the seas.
Sounds
People,
cute.
you know,
Sounds
you know, I'm cool.
Sounds cute.
I want it
you know,
all.
but I'm being honest. You
I
know
want
what I'm
it all.
saying?
That's dope.
I already had that already. Like, you touch Romeo's 12, so I've been a pop for 12 years. So it's nothing. I already had the Dad, you the best. I already have that. I don't want balloons in that. I want my name. I want a parade. I want what kids get at christenings. I seen them do what they do at the christening. Everybody dress up. It's food. Is a parade. Why I can't get that for Father's Day? I think I think Father's Day more important than christening. No,
We should try to work
Look, you put it out
Put the
there.
poll. Put the poll out there.
Look,
See
look,
who wins.
try to work
you
that
put
in.
it out there, you don't get that.
Of course, yeah.
You're speaking it into atmosphere, so we can work that.
No, see, it's a problem. It's not I'm gonna get that. We're gonna get that because this is what it's for.
Guys,
All
we're gonna get that.
We're gonna get
Y'all
that.
trying to make
if
me
I
class,
wake up
Y'all
on
trying to make
Father's
me a
Day-
selfish guy, bro. No, this is for everybody.
I said you put it
It's
out
only
there.
selfish
Not for me.
if you're not a great father. You're a great father. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome father.
So being that you're a great father, you should
Appreciate
be.
that.
Listen, you shouldn't. I always tell my wife, and I'll talk anybody. If I'm pumping myself, and I don't see you pumping yourself up. You just, you know, you talking real talk. If I'm going around every day like I should get something great, then I sound crazy. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm doing the work, then I should. You know what I'm saying? Like a dude that sends his kids somewhere to be raised by their grandmother shouldn't be talking about I need a parade. Nigga, you don't need nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because
If that was the best decision for the
For
that
the
was for the
kids.
kids,
no, if right, if only way I could say that is if like let's say he has no room for them to stay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
right.
I'm
If he
saying.
has no room for them to stay, and he knows that they need space, and they're not going to be comfortable, and they're going to mentally be oppressed and trauma because
I live in the ghetto and
and
niggas getting shot every
Right.
day, and grandma lives in, you know what I'm saying? Just
If
go
she- if
live
she
with
lives in a
grandma,
nice
get your own
neighborhood,
room. You saw
cool.
like,
But
go
even
live
in that,
fucking suburbs.
I guarantee a father or a mother, they're gonna be like, yo, you know what? I need to have my kids around me. So yeah, I'm here, but I need to get up there. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to be around my kids. Like, this could happen for a season, for a while, because I know I don't want them to get shot, but I need to be visible in my kid's life. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the impact that a father has. Because like, you know, the mother definitely raised, like when they come out to see the mother first, she's a nurturer and everything.
Definitely
But
saw
the
me
father-
first.
But the father,
But let's talk about it.
bruh, it's like it's definitely never more than a mom, but it's definitely a component that's needed. So yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with that. That's dope. I think it's celebrated. You should be celebrated when you do good. You should be celebrated. And being a parent is not easy. On father, mother, there's no manual or no book for parenting. It's trial and error. You're gonna learn on the fly. You know what I'm saying? That's why grandparents know so much, because they made all the mistakes, and they tell you these are the mistakes you could prevent from making if you watch me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, breaking generational curses
and everything. Yeah, you got to, because like everything is mental health. Like I would tell my wife, I mean, I'm not saying you got to go to a psychiatrist, but everything is mental health. Everything is about your mental well-being, because you could have trauma you don't even know you got.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? You think you like good, but your stuff that happened to you from a kid will come up if you don't check it. You know what I'm saying? So it's real issues, real stuff.
Anything you want to say before we wrap it up, Speed?
Nah, man, it was great having you, Joe.
Awesome
man.
having you. Love
Appreciate
the energy,
you for coming
bro.
in here, bro.
Come on, you gotta go out with the plan, man. Shot. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even have to press that you a liar today. Step for my son,
You pressed it for me because you think I don't know.
We gotta
Big
go crazy.
Daddy Kane's
But, yo,
album.
Thank you. I appreciate
Come
it.
on.
Appreciate
Man,
you
I'm
coming
humble,
on the show.
man.
Thank you for the apparel, man. I'm definitely gonna rock this. Definitely gonna follow you, promote you and all that,
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate y'all having me.
Love is love, Joe.
Yeah,
drop your IG again. What's your IG? Follow him on IG, Joe. What's your IG?
King Desi, well, King KYNG _ DEZE71.
Follow him.
You can follow me. I post up every day, like apparel stuff.
His
Pictures.
website is there.
The website, the link is there.
Follow Speedo.
Follow Birdie _ up. SPDO.
Follow Speedo. SPDO. Follow Flock.
Flockomania 3000.
Flockomania 7010. And Connect. Yo,
Kendrick Connect, you heard?
follow Kendrick Connect. Don't follow the bird. I got enough thotties, you heard? Get off my body. DadCouch. We out here.
Yo.
Man. We out here.